Previously on last week's vlog.
Thank you for coming on, darling.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
So Oliver, surprise, surprise, man. You played well, but you really didn't win.
Find out more on next week's vlog. Stay tuned. I have to turn the camera off too? Right, okay, yep. What do you mean I have to open the curtain too? Right, yep, okay.
Darling, did you leave the camera on?
I'm not sure.
I think you did. Hello? Oh yeah, hello. This is Alice. This is our bungalow. Give you a little tour. This is the editing suite where the magic happens. And Alice's mystery prize. Hopefully she wins that. Give you a little view outside of our bungalow. A little bit wet, some would say. A little bit wet. I actually wanted to film the Daniel Negreanu thing outside in a beautiful location. But it's raining, so instead I'm going to have a shower, have a bit of a shave, and tell you the story right here. See you soon. Hello. This week's video challenge is to reflect on our favourite poker moment. Like I said earlier, I wanted to video this somewhere, maybe on a beach in Cambodia, but unfortunately it is rainy season and it has just been raining. So I've been confined to our lovely bungalow to tell you this story. My favourite poker moment is actually also one of my favourite life moments that happened to me. It features a man called Daniel Negreanu. For those of you that don't know who Daniel Negreanu is, he is one of the most decorated poker players there is. He's won nearly $40 million playing poker tournaments all around the world. I'll let Daniel start the story.
So it was a great dinner. You know, it was myself, Dan, and a few of the young guys. We're talking life, talking poker, all kinds of things. And eventually, we were actually at the Rio. So thanks to the Rio for putting us up.
I had just finished a show in Boston and I decided to fly over to Vegas for the first time. I was 21, turning 22. It was kind of a birthday present for me. And I stayed in Circus, which is at one end of the strip. It was the cheapest place I could find for 4 nights. And on the second day, I decided to walk over to the Wynn, which is just across the road, to watch a 5K main event that was being played there. And I stood behind a table for about 20 minutes watching this table. Then the break happened, and as the players got up, I just realized that I'd been stood behind Dan Fleshman, who is a friend that I'd made a couple of years ago in London. He asked how I was. I said I was fine, that I was here for my birthday to play some poker for the first time. And that's when he asked what I was actually up to on my birthday. And I told him I didn't have any plans. And he asked if I wanted to go for dinner with Daniel Negreanu. Yeah, I said I would love to go for dinner with Daniel Negreanu. That sounds absolutely amazing. So I went away. It was a couple of days later, I decided to turn up at the Rio, which is where the dinner was going to happen. I still wasn't really sure whether this was going to happen or not. I hadn't really spoken to Dan Fleshman that much in between the time, so I was sort of waiting at the Rio, praying that it wasn't just a dream and that this was actually going to happen. And lo and behold, Dan Fleshman, Dan Negreanu, both walk in together, show me to this restaurant where we eat some lovely food. And it turned out that this was some sort of charity event. There were a few other guys there. There was about 6 of us, I believe. And we're all there, we're drinking, we're eating. It's, you know, having a great time, trying not to fanboy too hard, trying to be cool, but I definitely fanboyed very hard. After the dinner was finished, Daniel Negreanu said that we were gonna go and play some poker, which I wasn't even aware was going to happen. I just thought I was there for dinner.
So we took the whole group over to the poker room and we essentially played like a one-table sit and go. And I decided to throw in $1,000 to the winner.
All of a sudden, this dream just kept getting better. I was going to actually play poker with Daniel Negreanu as well. We walked down out of the restaurant through the Rio, and Negreanu kept getting stopped for thousands of photographs with so many fans, and he was great taking photos with everyone. Eventually, we made it to the poker room, and Dan said that we were going to sort of run it like a poker lesson as also a poker game, and he was going to put $1,000 up for the winner. And I remember thinking when he said $1,000, that was gonna like triple my Vegas bankroll right there. So I thought, right, game face on, I'm gonna try and win now.
Well, it got down to heads up between Dan Fleischman and this kid named Oliver, 21-year-old kid who just had his birthday, excited to just be there.
So during the course of the game, I actually managed to knock Daniel Negreanu out in a hand. I can't remember the specifics in the hand, but I remember I raised pre-flop. I think he defended from the blinds. Check on the flop, which was a pretty low bricky board. He shoved on the ace turn, which brought in a backdoor flush draw, and I snapped him off with some kind of weak ace-x. He said to me that it was probably a call, but I should have taken my time before calling. I just said to him at that point, I didn't really care. I just wanted the bragging rights of being able to say that I knocked Daniel Negreanu out of a tournament, which I do have now.
At one point, he heads up and he says, can I go to the bathroom? What? You don't leave a deck of cards with a bunch of guys that are about to pull a prank for that long. Because he went to the bathroom and I was like, you know what, guys? How about we do this?
We had been with Daniel for a good few hours now. We'd had the dinner, we'd walked through the Rio, we'd started playing poker, and we got up to heads up, and I was heads up against Dan Fleischman. And it only just hit me then how much I actually needed the toilet. I hadn't been to the toilet for the entire time, and we'd been drinking a lot. I decided to run off to the toilet when we were heads up. I asked for a little break, just like a tennis player would ask at the end of a set. Ran to the toilet as fast as I could because I didn't want all these people waiting around for me. And I remember splashing my face in the bathroom thinking, right, I've got a real good shot of winning $1,000 here. Let's really focus, just got to beat Dan Fleischman heads up.
So I grab the deck, find 2 kings, give it to the kid while he's gone, and then I give Dan 2 aces. Essentially the plan was just to prank the kid. Obviously the hand wasn't going to count. At the end of the hand, we were just going to reset it and they're going to continue to play for the money.
I get back from the toilet and the first hand I look down at is pocket kings. I just couldn't believe my luck. I thought, kings, brilliant. This is going to be the end of it. I raise. Dan 3 bets. I do a bit of Hollywooding before I 4-bet shove, and he snaps me off, and he has aces. And actually, the night before, I'd been playing an Aria $125 tournament, I believe, and there was 13 left, and I ran kings into aces for the chip lead and knocked myself out, and didn't cash any money for that. When you see my reaction, you can see why I was genuinely so disappointed that I had run kings into aces 2 nights in a row.
I had my little iPhone handy, so I decided to take a little clip of it. Take a look at this reaction. He's all in. He's been cold. Oh, that is so cold-blooded. Let's see the flop. Oh, aces against kings, heads up. That's,
Come on!
I forgot to do the flop. Ace! Happy birthday! Yay! Kings against aces. Well done.
Honestly, it was the sweetest feeling ever to hit a king on that flop. It was a genuine reaction where I had no idea that they had played any kind of prank on me, and I just couldn't believe it. I'd firstly come for dinner with Daniel Negreanu, then I'd managed to play poker with him, I knocked him out, and I won $1,000 off him. This all sort of came together to be such an amazing moment for me in my poker career.
So as you can see, I forgot to fix the flop, turn, and river, and this kid hits a king, and now he wins, and I'm like, well, it's his birthday. He probably needs the money. He's a struggling actor, moving to LA. Dan Fleischman seemed to be cool about it. We said, you know what? Let's let the hand stick. So Oliver, surprise, surprise, man. You played well, but you really didn't win. Fleischman was a great sport about it. And also Oliver, of the $1,000, he gave 500 of it to 3 Square, which is much appreciated.
I actually didn't find out it was fixed until I saw Daniel's video, so I went the rest of the trip and for a few weeks after that thinking I'd run like Jesus, basically. I also gave $500 of it to the charity that was there, which was 3 Square. They provide a lot of meals for the homeless and do a great job. I'd like to thank Dan Fleischman for possibly the best birthday present I've ever had, and for generally just being an all-round nice guy, an inspiration to me. He's been a role model of mine since I met him about 8 years ago. I follow everything that he does. I really enjoy his charity work, and he's an angel investor for a lot of companies as well. So he does a lot for the community, not just the poker community. And I'd also like to thank Daniel Negreanu for making this night one of the most special nights I've had in my life. And I'll always remember it. So thanks to the both Dans for making this possible. It really was one of the best moments I've had. Find out why I should go to the Bahamas to play in the PokerStars Platinum Challenge in next week's vlog. Stay tuned.